feel like I've probably said this with every episode of Kirstie, but Mickey and Maddie is another really brilliant episode of Kirstie. This is the 6th episode, allegedly, although, as I've mentioned, the order of the episodes, both on IMDb and on Amazon Prime, seem a little bit out of sync. But generally speaking, it's somewhere in the middle. Directed, of course, by Andy Cadiff, and we have our brilliant regular cast alongside John Travolta, who plays the character of Mickey. And something happens to Mickey because of Maddie. I won't say what exactly, I don't want to spoil it, but she feels a little bit responsible. She gives him a hug and they end up in bed together. And this is a one-night stand as far as she's concerned, but Mickey is like a dog with a bone and he won't let go. And he's very sweet. He's very good-natured and wants to care for her and make her an omelette, and clearly you can see he'd be good boyfriend material if not for the fact he's possessive. And he just won't leave her alone, and throughout the episode she's trying everything she can to get rid of him, and it just never seems to work. We also have a subplot here. Interestingly, Arlo's not in it that much, which is the first episode where Arlo's definitely taking a bit of a backseat, which is fine, but I do love Arlo as a character. But the subplot involves Frank and dancing, and he's supposed to be going dancing with Lucila, but one thing leads to another, and well, he doesn't. It's a tiny spoiler what happens with that, so I might leave that to the end. But I really enjoyed it. It's the first time, at least chronologically, we get to see Maddie on stage, and that's a pretty interesting scene, and I love her costume. And then in the next scene, she's wearing that pink dress, and it's one of my favourite costumes from the whole show. Something I've mentioned before is that Madison Banks has the most amazing wardrobe. The costumes that Kirstie Alley wears are just so stunning. And I just love that kind of pinky purple dress. It's so beautiful. It's a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. It's obviously funny. It's great seeing Kirstie Alley acting with John Travolta. Again, they were very good friends, and they've always had this really great on-screen chemistry. He appeared in Fat Actress. Obviously, they worked together on the various Look Who's Talking films, and it's always a treat to watch them perform together. So I guess a tiny spoiler, the last thing that I want to mention is what happens with the dance competition. So at the end, Frank ends up dancing with Kirstie, with Madison, and this is post Dancing with the Stars, at least post the first Dancing with the Stars that she did, and I feel like they could have made it a bit more technical. They could have, done something a bit more intricate with the dance scene. It wasn't that, it's the kind of dance you could teach any actor with a limited amount of time. But nevertheless, it was great fun to watch. Really enjoyed it. Really lively music. A nice way to kind of round off the episode. It's not my favourite episode so far, but I did obviously adore it, and the costumes were breathtakingly beautiful, and so is Kirstie Alley, and needless to say, halfway through now. We're halfway through Kirstie, which is a bit heartbreaking because I love it. But if you haven't seen it, and you're listening to an episode 6 review, please go and watch at least episode 1 first, so you get a better understanding of certainly who Arlo is. This is one of the first times where she's not really trying to be a mother to Arlo, which is certainly really interesting. Definitely a different take, but it works very well. Really, obviously, thoroughly enjoyed it.